Welcome to This Week in Magic for October 4th, 2019. Hope you guys had a great weekend, and I hope this new one is coming up is going to be great. Well, this week we had the Throne of Eldraine Collector's Boosters go on sale. Did you get one? Were you interested? Was it cool? We don't know yet. Then there was some special announcements with a partnership with Extra Life and some extra silver bordered cards that are coming to the market. Temporarily limited edition and a lot of fundraising for Extra Life. Seattle Extra Life in particular. It would be nice to see more localized stuff with that, but I'll get into that. And there was a deep dive that Chris Cox put out for Wizards of the Coast with Magic the Gathering and Dungeons & Dragons, so maybe we'll take a look at that as well. Okay, so Wizards of the Coast, a deep dive into Magic the Gathering and Dungeons and Dragons. You know, I've been a player myself of both games for a very long time. I've logged many hours playing both. So Safe Harbor, the presentation contains forward-looking statements concerning management's expectation, goals, objectives, and familiar matters. The risks and uncertainties with it. Well, there was a bunch of audio with this. Unfortunately, it's not linked to it. I could go back and really listen to it, but it's talking about the annual reports with the Form 10K, all, technical stuff that we don't really care about. There's some stuff in here I do want to cover, though. Wizards' vision is to be a leading publisher of fantasy games across any platform. So, tabletop games, digital games, and esports streaming and entertainment. Sounds interesting. Genre-defining fantasy brands. Well, we've already gone over it. It's Magic the Gathering and D&D. And then there was an audio section there. This is the one thing that kind of blew me back. So this is going forward, I guess. This is apparently some Magic Market Sizing Study 2019. There are currently 40 million plus players to date of Magic the Gathering. I find this number is extremely high, considering last year we were declining from 20 million back down to 12. So now I'm like, well, where are these numbers coming from? Once again, it's this whole numbers game that has just been turned on its head, and I would really like to see where they're getting this stuff. Double-digit 10-year revenue. They've had increases, but I believe last year they only had a 4% increase over the year. Year before that, I think, was 10. I don't know. And apparently from ages 15 to 35, not including the 39-year-olds like myself, 70% of the fan base is male, 29% of the fan base is female. That very well could be a 70-30 mix in that age range. You got to remember. But there are a lot of people that are muchly over the age of 35 that do play this game now. So why are they being excluded? Because back when this game started, they were the majority of the 15, 16, 17-year-olds, and they grew up with the game, and now it's that omitting them just kind of bolsters the numbers a little bit more. Apparently 70 countries and 11 languages. Another audio only. Apparently everyone's playing D&D. Once again, you have 40 million plus fans around the world. I would, what are they including a fan? Because a lot of people are just a fan of fantasy, so I don't see where that's going to be. And then they take the ages of 8 to 45 here at 61% male and 39% female. Once again, why are they including an age range here? And they're going all the way down to age 8 is quite interesting. Apparently 100 plus best-selling fantasy video game library. They've got a lot of games out there for D&D, but I didn't think it was over 100. And 5th year of double-digit growth. Once again, it's bolstering of the numbers. And they're talking about how Magic Arena launched on the 26th. You know, it's interesting. They keep showing this on a tablet, but yet it's not on a mobile device. So we'll see what's going on with that. Mythic entrance into esports. Apparently, there was over 10 million viewers. That stat has been padded by Twitch and everything else, where it just plays in the background on a lot of pages where you may not even know you're viewing it. 140% growth in viewer hours year over year. I find that hard to believe, considering they've only entered the esports in a year. So how do they have year over year 140% growth? That, to me, does not make any sense. And apparently a top 5 Twitch, which is not true because Hearthstone is still in the top 5. It's very weird that they've gone and bolstered that. Once again, I don't know if this is a going forward, if that's what they're trying to reach. Now, so streaming, they've partnered with Twitch, which we all know because they do have that plugin with it. We have the events with Twitch Rivals, the Red Bull Untapped, League DreamHack, which is a huge gaming marathon stuff. Very similar to what I go to with Fragapalooza. DreamHack is a worldwide one that started off in Sweden. And then sponsors, it looks like Alienware has jumped on here. And unfortunately, you know, Alienware was a company that was great in the past, but since Dell bought them up, they're just run-of-the-mill computers and laptops. And unfortunately, you're just paying for the name at this point. They're nothing special compared to what they used to be. Omen by HP, they're HP computers are so finicky. They're not something that I would suggest anyone to buy. Go out and build a PC. You're going to get more bang for your buck. And in publishers, you got Tencent, which also does do a lot of the other esports out there. Top tier category: pro play with stability for teams and players. Unique hybridized multi-platform global design and lucrative opportunities for partners. Interesting, and more to come. So a new esports season, digital launches, entertainment, and content. And then it was just a thank you with some more audio behind it. So that it was a little bit interesting. I find the numbers of the 40 million extremely high. Considering I think I read something a couple months ago, there was 1 million arena accounts made, and they're looking to go up to 3 million within the next couple of years. Now, those are accounts created. That doesn't necessarily mean accounts that are active. Myself with Arena, I play the same people night after night after night, and I don't know why that is. There's something going on there. There's not enough growth if you're playing those people over and over and over again, because there's something wrong with it altogether. So, there was also, they put out this reminder on the 1st that the Throne of Eldraine Deluxe collection went on sale. It did sell out. Now, there's lots of talk behind these Eldraine booster packs that they can be pseudo-tracked and figured out what's going on. Pretty much what's happening with these Throne of Eldraine boxes. If you have a box of them and you open two of the full art foils or extended art foils in it, they're usually clumped together. 2 to 4 of them clumped together at once. Once you open them, you pretty much can turn around and sell the rest of the packs, knowing you've already gained the most monetary value out of the booster box you can. So buyer beware on these. Do not buy loose packs, because they will be they're easy to track. You know, if you're in a store and the store opens a brand new box of these and you want to take a shot at it, go right ahead. They tend to be, and you know, either at the very beginning of the box or at the very back of the box too, for where they're showing up. So it's a very, very poor thing. But this is going to happen when you have a booster box that only has 12 booster packs in it. The randomization of it is a third of what you get in a regular box. So unfortunately, when they do this track printing that they do in their warehouses and stuff like that, now that track printing is not as randomized as it should, and you get this problem with a smaller product like this. So buyer beware on those. Yeah, it's sold out. There is no ceiling to the amount of product that Wizards of the Coast can put out. People are willing to spend the money, and the money's there. So it's kind of one of these situations. If you build it, they will buy it. So, you know. Okay, so the other thing that I want to cover today, there is a big product that's come out. It's a Magic Extra Life 2019. They're raising funds for Extra Life. However, it is only benefiting Seattle's Children's Hospital, which that's great. It benefits a hospital, but in most cases, wherever you live, you will have an Extra Life outlet and a children's hospital you could donate to directly. So unless you have kids or someone that really wants this product, I do suggest going out there and just maybe donating $5, $10, $20 to Extra Life directly. I believe in most cases you'll get a receipt that's a tax write-off. And Extra Life, a lot of people have asked, what is Extra Life? They are a non-for-profit organization that's out there that does fundraising for children hospitals. Now, usually they have a local chapter, and they are gamers like you, myself, anyone that plays video games online. I know here in my city, they have an Extra Life event coming up next month. It is a 24-hour gaming marathon that everyone there stays awake for 24 hours, and they play video games, stream video games, do it all for 24 hours. And this year they are doing it in the West Edmonton Mall Ice Palace. That's where they did it last year as well, and it is a very, very fun event for people to go to. And the people that do run Fragapalooza also help set up their network and their power and everything needed. So I may or may not be helping them. It depends on the job front myself, if I will have time or not. It is, if you're a fan of video games and you want to do some good for your community, Extra Life is one of those communities that I would strongly suggest jumping into. They are great people. They really helped us out when my child was in hospital. They gave us a teddy bear at one point and all this other stuff. And I've shared quite a bit of the story with them around what happened with my child going through the hospital, and so I have a bias, a strong bias towards Extra Life. I think they're a great group of people, and it is something that is worth supporting. But like I said, however, I would try and support your local Extra Life chapter before going out and supporting one in particular, because then the money gets spread around a little bit more. And all these hospitals need help. It's not just the Seattle's Children's Hospital that needs help here. I believe it's all hospitals in this case need help, especially with the children's services. But they're doing a dedicated product. Now, they've brought out Ponies the Galloping. It is a My Little Pony special edition stuff. They've come out with 3 silver bordered Magic cards, and one of them happens to be double-sided, much like the HasCon or the HasbroCon ones that they did the last year, I believe, with the Swords of Dungeons and Dragons and Grimlock that was double-sided. Now they've got these My Little Ponies. They look amazing, in all honesty. It's not a product that I personally would ever want in my collection. Maybe people are going to collect these. It would be kind of neat. So you have Princess Twilight Sparkle, which is a 1 white, 1 blue legendary creature alicorn. So apparently an alicorn, from what I get from this, is a unicorn with wings. So it's the step up from a Pegasus. Other alicorns, horses, pegasi, ponies, and unicorns you control get +1/+1. Now, the one thing I do have a problem here, I think on any cards that have Pegasus, the creature subtype is Pegasus, not Pegasi. Pegasi would mean multiples, so it's kind of interesting that they've put that bit of an error in these and pluralizing everything. It's kind of strange in that sense, from the way I look at it and how cards usually work. The creature type must match spellings normally. Anyway, from one of each color, if you control an Applejack, Fluttershy, Pinkie Pie, Rainbow Dash, and Rarity, every pony wins the game, meaning everyone wins the game, and friendship isn't always easy, but there's no doubt it's worth fighting for, and they happen to be a 2/2. Then you have Rarity, 1 blue, 1 white, and 1 generic. It's another 2/2. This one is a straight-up unicorn legendary creature. Rare and mythic spells you cast cost 1 less to cast. A very unglued style ability there. For 1 and tap it, reveal a My Little Pony, trademarked, toy you own. Until end of turn, another target creature gains protection from each color in that toy's coat, mane, and outfit. And the flavor text, I simply cannot let crimes against Fabiosity go uncorrected. Oh boy. And then we have Nightmare Moon, 2 black and 4 colorless or generic. It's a 6/6 flying legendary creature alicorn. As long as it's nighttime, Nightmare Moon gets +2/+2 and has menace. 4/6, you may transform it. Any pony or anybody at the table can activate this ability to help pay the cost. When they do, they become your friend. Really. And the night will last forever. And when it flips, it becomes Princess Luna as a 4/4 alicorn. Flying, when this creature transforms into Princess Luna, choose up to 6 cards you own from outside the game with a moon in their art. Then exile those cards. They're already in exile because they're outside the game. However, as long as those cards remain exiled, you may cast them with your friends, and your friends may cast them with your permission. Gifts are appreciated. So they're going to be selling for $50 from October 22nd to November 5th, with a $30 part going to Extra Life, benefiting the Seattle Children's Hospital for each copy that of the trading card sells. Ponies, the Galloping Playmats. It's bundled by Ultra Pro. The playmats are kind of cool. There's one of them is a double-sided one, the Nightmare Moon. You can buy 3 playmats for $100 through that, with $80 going to Extra Life. They are going to be having an uncut sheet auction through the eBay charity. They'll be auctioning off more than 20 sheets from October 23rd to November 2nd. Among these sheets, they have a foil New Phyrexia rare mythic sheet and a foil Throne of Eldraine alternate art and showcase card sheet. They have streaming events, 2 in-house with Extra Life from October 28th to November 1st. The employees will take on and play Arena, MTGO, and generally goof around in the pursuit of charity. November 2nd, the game day stream will feature multiple influencers playing Magic the Gathering Arena and completing in special challenges. You just have to tune in. There's also a creator campaign with this. You can do it singularly or as up to a team of 6. And the top 8 teams will get access codes for their audience, featuring an early access premium card style for Inspiring Veteran. And we can get more into that. I have another article there. And then everything else, they have 4 My Little Ponies and 1 Extra Life logo sleeve on MTG Arena, with the proceeds, less transaction fees, donated to Extra Life, benefiting the Seattle Children's Hospital. Again, so there's actually 5 sets of sleeves that you're going to be able to get on Arena. They did say they were going to be $3.99, but they're not saying how much they're going to be there. Donations of at least $20 during the Wizards of the Coast Extra Life streaming event on November 2nd will receive a Magic Online code distributed by Extra Life that redeems one of each of the following. So they've got these Hollowed Fountain, like it's alternate art, Shocklands, and then the 2 Vanguard cards for MTGO. And then the team up with Extra Life streaming or content creator thing that's going on here. Year after year, they do this stuff, yeah. Creators or groups of six creators can create Extra Life teams and join the Magic the Gathering Extra Life Super Team. From October 2nd on November 2nd, each team will rally their community and compete against other teams to raise the most money. The 8 teams that raise the most Extra Life will earn an MTG Arena Premium card style for the card Inspiring Veteran. The top 8 teams that receive the following number of codes distributed evenly among all team members to give out to their community as they see fit. So the top team will get 7,000 codes that we don't know. These codes will be redeemable from November 3rd to January 1st. We don't know what these codes are going to do. So it's interesting that they're giving out codes. They're probably like a single pack of Eldraine or something like that. Honestly, it's digital content. It's going to cost them nothing to give out these codes. And then October 28th to November 1st and November 2nd, they're doing the 8-hour finale. That's when the teams are going to fight and all this other stuff. How do you create a team page? Frequently asked questions. You can go through Extra Life Wizards, create a sub-team. What are we fundraising for? Seattle's Children's Hospital. The funds go to children and families in crisis, helping those that need it most. If I'm a top 8 fundraiser, how do I receive the codes? The Extra Life team will email you the codes within 1 week after the end of the creator campaign. How should I promote my team? Promote your team in your content. You may find Extra Life graphics, overlay options, and variety of other assets here. I will open that. You can download Extra Life Creator Pack here. Cool. Oh, yay. Yeah, sure. Extra Life plugin on Twitch. I'm not running Twitch, so there is a plugin like that stuff. So, like I said, ultimately, putting money out there for Extra Life at a local level, I believe would do more value than just giving it to one level at Seattle. It is great that they're doing this fundraising, but Seattle has so much going on for it already with a lot of these companies that do support, so it is nicer to see at a local level, I would suggest. Myself, at the moment, I won't be able to take part in any of this, as there's a small little update here for you guys. On the October 28th, I'm taking about a week to 10 days away from the channel. I'll still be around online, but I won't be able to put up any content as I won't be around to do so. I've got a little bit of a job I got to do for the in-laws and stuff like that, so it's going to take about 10 days to complete. That said, I still will be trying to get a job here in the future, so we'll see what happens with that, and that's a little bit of an update for the channel, so you guys are aware. From October 28th, I think it's until like November 7th or something like that, I will be away. Anyway, guys, hope you guys have a great weekend, a good FNM. I am looking at attending an FNM for the first time in about a year, if not 2 years at this point. We'll see where that goes. I do hopefully want to do some Throne of Eldraine drafting because I believe it's out today, and yeah, just maybe play some of the set because it's been quite a while. Anyway, guys, have a great weekend, and thanks for tuning in. I was your host, Cinder Shadow, and please don't forget to like and subscribe as the channel is growing. We did recently make it over the 400 sub mark, and we will be pushing ever forward to create that unknown ceiling that we will shatter in the future.
Pink fluffy unicorns dancing on rainbows.